Wall Street Journal first reported that YouTube has agreed to pay President Trump $24.5 million to settle a lawsuit.
Now, the lawsuit stemmed from when YouTube banned Trump after the January 6th riot at the Capitol in 2021. Court documents say that most of the money will go to the Trust for the National Mall and the new White House ballroom that's being constructed. The rest of the money, $2.5 million, will go to others involved in the case.
Other big tech and media companies have also paid Trump millions to settle lawsuits. Meta agreed to pay $25 million to Trump over lawsuits stemming from his Facebook suspension in 2021. X agreed to settle for $10 million for a similar reason. ABC News, meanwhile, agreed to send $15 million to Trump's presidential library in December over a defamation lawsuit. And Paramount paid Trump $16 million over a lawsuit that alleged CBS deceptively edited an interview with then presidential candidate Kamala Harris.
Now, founder of Democracy Docket, Mark Elias, wrote on Blue Sky, quote, another big tech company capitulated today as YouTube agreed to pay $24.5 million to settle a bogus lawsuit brought by Trump.
And executive director for the Foundation for Freedom Online, Mike Benz, wrote on X that what he really thinks is going on is, quote, Google needs Trump's help in the AI race at home and to protect it from costly regulations abroad, which is exactly what's going on. This all ties into my radar from today. They would rather make a one-time payment to Trump, even though if they took this to court, they would win. There's no, I think the moderation decisions, the censorship of Trump and other conservatives was wrong. It happened to us. I talked about this earlier this week or last week, how the Hills channel was wrongfully suspended as well. But at the end of the day, there's no right to a YouTube account. It's a private company. They can platform whom they want. So he doesn't have a right to be on there. It was a bad call. It was contrary to their own rules, and they were correct to reverse it. Do I think they should owe him or anyone else money? No. If it went to court, they wouldn't have to pay. But they need to get along with Trump because the Republican Party is the one party more likely to have light tech regulation that is going to empower our companies to innovate in the AI space and remain globally competitive and beat out China. So it's exactly what we were talking about. The vendetta, if you're mean to Trump, he fights you. If you just play ball with him, he doesn't care. He leaves you alone. Tech CEOs, Robbie Corp, as we were talking about.
Back to Robbie
We just want to be left alone, so we'll make that one-time payment, and we'll all get along, and it'll be fine. And we'll keep the Democrats at bay, who are the real threat to our companies.
This is a shakedown. You're watching our president. Put that graphic back up if we have it. All the people that paid him. $10 million from this, $15 million. Like, this is a shakedown. This is like what did Ted Cruz say last week? It felt like the Italian mobsters who are like shaking people down. This all feels like that.
And they go to
$22 million to go to fund a Mar-a-Lago-style ballroom that no one asked for sounds like a corporate conflict of interest. A private company doing that.
Who can the tech companies go to in politics for help and say, we're being shaken down, we're being extorted by the Trump administration? If you
Extortion
came to power,
is a better word than shakedown.
If you came to power, would you help us? Would you protect us? There's no one like this. The Democratic Party is like, no, when we come to power, we are going to ruthlessly investigate you and break you into little pieces if we can. If we gain power, we will destroy you.
Yeah,
that's the Democratic Party's
extortion.
message.
You're part of the problem. You have the money, like you said, to fight and win in court. Most of these companies do. But they're like, we'll just play the game real quick, pay him a couple of dollars. He'll do what we say.
I'm saying that's
we'll keep
easier.
Republicans in power. I know, but it's also easier just to have a little bit of oversight so that we can make sure that whatever product you're providing is also good for the American people and not good in some morally esoteric way. Like
the Democrats could challenge this by having tech policies that were more favorable to tech than the Republican Party and Donald Trump's. And then tech used to be more Democratic aligned. Elon Musk was more Democratic aligned. Mark Zuckerberg was extremely Democratic aligned. What happened is the amount of money, the goodwill, nothing worked because the Democratic Party hates them ideologically. So they can't, there's no point. So they're all happy MAGAs now.
The greed took over as opposed to providing a good app in their instance or experience for the American people, something that actually deserves a little bit of oversight. Like I said, the social media is still the wild, wild west. So is AI, extreme wild, wild west. There has to be a little bit of oversight, especially when we're seeing these instances pop up. A little bit. But there can't be like everybody do what they want. It's going to go down a bad rabbit hole. Also, I think at the same time, the optics of this, the fact that there's mixed messaging. So YouTube is very laxed about this rules around the election and COVID, right? Like you said, you're happy about bringing people back.
They relaxed them after, wrongfully censoring.
But they're also saying we're going to reward the misinformation peddlers and pay them millions of dollars like President Trump at the same time, saying that the election was stolen. So what are the messages that we're sending? He said he still walks around saying the election was stolen. So they're rewarding him millions of dollars and setting a terrible precedent.
Free speech, Lindsay.
Okay, you should want more from our president. We talk about the same thing all the time.
Well, that's a Trump problem, not a YouTube problem.
Well, they should want more from our president, too. They should not want people who consume hours and hours of information to be falsely led by somebody who's leading our entire country. That's state-run media, basically.
Well, I don't want them deciding what's true and false because they've gotten it wrong a lot.
The facts
I'll leave it to me to decide what's true and false, and I'll tell you what I think is true and false, and you can decide whether you agree with me or whether you agree with Lindsay.
Our audience is smart.
They are smart. I love our audience. I've learned a lot from them. That does it for us on Rising Live. Thanks for watching, and look out for more exclusive YouTube content coming your way later today. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to The Hill's YouTube channel so you never miss any of our lovely content. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.